Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Friday. Seriously, these are concerning times right now, and some of the stuff we might talk about tonight might be a little bit negative, and that's just the reality we're in. However, just reading the chat here before I got on and seeing all you good people is very encouraging to me, and I appreciate all of you guys and all of your encouragement. And I think we need to understand what we're up against right now, because we are up against a lot. And I fear bad things may happen. However, we need to keep this encouragement and we need to stick together. So I know I do it a lot, whatever. I'm going to thank you guys again just for being with me and being my friends. And I really appreciate all you guys. So if you like this stream, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're in the chat on your phone, just hit the X real quick, give it a thumbs up, hit chat. It'll come right back. Also, thank you so much to the Patreon supporters. The link to that's down in the description. You guys are helping me a ton. Stuff's so expensive right now for you guys, for me, and I'm not sponsored by any corporate entities. So I want to say that right off the bat. I'm going to be talking about the prices of ammo. I'm going to talk about how much I think they're actually going to keep going up tonight. I'm also going to tell you guys some of the stuff that I'm buying to get ready for whatever. Not trying to sell you guys anything. I don't have anything for sale at all. I don't own a gun shop. And I'm not sponsored by anybody that does. So I just want to make that clear, because some people seem to think a lot of YouTubers are just trying to scare people to sell them stuff. I don't know what other people are doing, but that's not the case here. I'm just a gun owner, a patriot, a true believer in our God-given rights that are affirmed by the Second Amendment, just like the rest of you guys. And we definitely need to stay encouraged because they're here. The wolves are at the door. And I think ultimately this is a battle of good versus evil, and good needs to prevail, and it will prevail, and we can never become a communist country. And as long as we don't, we still have a chance, and we definitely have a chance right now. However, let's talk about ammo right off the bat. If you guys have seen ammo prices lately, they're not good. And if you go back to a year ago, on this very channel, right around this same time, with a lot of you people that I recognize in the stream tonight, this plug came in. It was about, I don't know what, 9-10 months ago now. This plug came in and they said, oh my gosh, there's a virus. And immediately people started buying ammo. Now they call it many things. I tend to call it the Kung Flu. It came in, right? And people started buying record amounts of ammo even back then. Not because even one person thought that they could shoot a minuscule microscopic virus out of the air. Nobody thought that. No, people started buying ammo back then because they didn't trust their government. And for good reason, because we've been saying since the beginning, we can't let the cure be worse than the disease, but there's been a lot of government overreach. And I think good people, good patriotic citizens tend to not trust the government, and for good reason. So the ammo buying started back then. And I remember it was early March, and I said, guys, look, this was $6.19 a box just last week. And in the last week since I've seen you all, it's up to like $6.99, but it's still a good deal, and I'd buy as much as you can. And then fast forward a week ago, I saw Classic had this. It was $25 for this exact same box. And they got in millions of rounds, and it all sold out. Within a couple hours, minutes, it was gone. Now I'm seeing this same stuff right now where you can get it in stock. Several places. Susan Wiki, how's it going? There's strict rules on here, guys. We're always on thin ice on YouTube. I can't tell you names of places to buy this, so I'm not going to. Susan Wiki, she's a real beauty in a different kind of way. Seeing this now for $50 a box. Yeah. Now, the easy thing would be to say, hey, if you don't have it already, you're just totally screwed. But I like to win. I don't want to just give up. So we're going to talk about ammo a little bit tonight, what some of the prices are going for. Should you buy it? Other things, too, that are going to be very important. Sure, guns, but there's a lot more to it than just the guns themselves. And I think we really need to pay attention to the details and be prepared. John Crump with the super chat. I always appreciate your hard work, man. He's an investigative journalist. Make sure you go visit and check out his channel, his website. He just sent me an article right before the stream started that I'm going to be looking at and report to you guys as well. He said the enemies are at the gate. Yeah. They're here. They're here right now. I mean, they've always been around, but right now they're more emboldened than ever. The Bowtie Life with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. He says, first time ever super chat ever. Thanks. I appreciate it. PSA, KS47 opinion. My brother's an AK guy. I got an AR. I'm an AR guy. Thought it'd be a great SHTF. I have one of those. I showed it briefly. If you go back to my braced pistols video, okay? And I always read these chats afterwards, guys. If more of you are interested in the KS, you could probably do a video dedicated to it. Real quick answer. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I'm not sure what they cost right now. I love 7.62x39. I think it feeds better from an AK mag than an AR-47 mag. So, yeah, I think it's probably a pretty good choice, to be honest with you. So, we've watched ammo. 9mm, 5.56, 223. These are amongst the most popular rounds. 22 long rifle, 7.62x39. It crept its way up to 4, even 5 times what it used to cost. I don't want to say 5 times of what it's worth, because what is something worth? Well, it's actually worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. And there's some people that say you shouldn't buy any ammo right now because we need to stop it. If we stop buying ammo at these prices, it'll be forced to come down. And that may be true. However, everybody's life is just as important to them as yours is to you. And they love their family and their children and their husband, wife, whatever, just as much as you do. So I'm going to take a little different stance. I don't want to see anybody get ripped off. But if you have no ammo and you have none, and I've been saying this for a long time, but I'll say it again, you're still going to need to get some, okay? You're still going to need to get some, because what's the price of peace of mind? Now, of course, the Second Amendment was put in place, in my opinion, to protect against a potentially tyrannical government. That's why it was put there. I also believe it was put there to protect all the rest of the amendments for when they ignored all the rest. And I believe they're ignoring many of them now, and that they want to continue to tread on them further. Now, the Second Amendment also protects our God-given right to collect. We can collect if we want. That's fine. This is America, right? But also to protect yourself, to protect your home, to protect your loved ones when you're out on the streets, when you're just in the comfort of your own home. You know, you live in a safe neighborhood, and it's never happened until all of a sudden it does, right? And when seconds count, police are only minutes away, and they usually show up, even if they're the best police ever, and even if they have the best intentions, they usually show up to do a report of what's already happened. Now, furthermore, a lot of police have been called off and said not to protect citizens during what they call these mostly peaceful protests. Ignore the fire in the background, ignore all the busted out windows. We had that all summer long too. And people said, hold on a minute, there's literally riots at my door. The police were told, stand back, stand down, don't do anything to stop it. And they went out and bought guns, as they should, and I understand why they did. And then they realized right away they need ammunition for those guns, because really, you could probably fashion a sharp stick to do a better job if you have a gun with no ammo. So we need to stick together, but right now on an individual basis, also at the same time, you guys just are going to have to do what you have to do. And I'm not going to judge you. You know, I often have people come in my comments and they say, hey, man, I just bought my first handgun. A lot of times they'll say it was the Taurus G3C. Great pistol. Love it to death. And I'm ashamed to tell you, they'll say, I got ripped off and I bought a box of, maybe it was this STV Scorpio. This was $8 a box last spring. I get it. As shown on this channel. They're like, I got ripped off. I had to spend $38 for a box. I know I'm a sucker, they'll say, or something like that. And I'll usually respond back and say, no, you're not actually. You did what you had to do. I totally get it. I understand. So if you guys have been around a long time and you bought it cheap and stacked it deep, right? Great for you. You were smart. You were awesome. I've been buying ammo for as long as anybody here, and I bought it cheap and I stacked it deep, but it does eventually run out. So a lot of you guys are having to replenish. Now there's a new person that didn't truly understand. what the right to keep and bear arms means. And a lot of people didn't even understand why they would need to exercise that right. And they just now decided to. Hopefully, a lot of them truly understand what the Second Amendment affirms and what it protects and what it prohibits the government from doing. But I guess that's another story altogether. You know, there's nothing that says that you had to have been in the Second Amendment for a long time to exercise it, is there? And I want to encourage some of you new people, and I hope a lot of the longtime gun owners in this chat are encouraging, because there's so many nice people here. Look, just because someone just now decided to exercise a right, these rights are endowed by our Creator. That's what the Declaration of Independence says, right? It doesn't say they're endowed by people who have been doing it a long time. It doesn't say that you have to be a particularly smart person or well-planned person. It actually doesn't say that at all. It says a well-regulated militia being necessary, not optional maybe, being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And that includes all people. Believe it or not, it actually includes your enemies, which kind of sucks, but it does. So I always want this channel to be a welcoming place for new people, old people, young, old, it doesn't matter, because I meet people all the time that are 70 years old and just bought their first shotgun for home defense, and that's awesome. So there's some people who are going to tell you, don't buy ammo, don't buy anything right now. Well, why not? It's a free country, right? As everybody says, or at least we have a semblance of one. Take care of yourself. Do what you have to do. There's a lot of people that'll try to get you down, but I don't want to get you down. It sucks that it's $50 a box, but you know what? Can you even buy dinner? For you and your darling, your wife, your whatever, can you even buy a decent dinner for $50? I don't know. Eat ramen noodles tonight. Buy a box of this ammo. And it's a total ripoff unless or until you need it because there's an intruder right then and there. Or God forbid, if you needed to line up and rank and file in a militia and you needed it to save your home, your country, whatever. Then all of a sudden, what's it worth? I don't know. Tell you what, I have loved ones that are in the ground. Their spirit's still with me, but I would give all my ammo I had if I could bring them back for just like a day, right? So if you think about it that way, just make your own decisions. That's what I'm going to tell you to do. I'm also going to tell you that as high as ammo is right now, I think it's still going to continue to go up. Let me catch up on a couple of these super chats real quick. Mr. C, how's it going, man? Thank you. He says, if they knock at our door wanting our AR-15 with a warrant, should we open the door? Or will they kick it open if we don't? Should we start firing? With a warrant, that's a totally separate topic. I'm not a lawyer, okay? I don't generally think it's a good idea to talk to police, though. If they have a warrant, if they have a no-knock warrant and they've kicked your door in, might be smart to live another day, if you know what I'm saying. It's hard to answer that question, man. Maybe some people in the chat will chime in on that. Consider I'm not a lawyer and I would never advocate for violence, but defensively, you know what I mean? It's tough. Patchworm Board Cleaners with a super chat. Thank you. Says bought some Red Army. 223 at $17.99 today to fortify a modest stockpile. Keep up the good work, brother. You know what, man? You've done better than some. Yeah, I get it. It was $3.60 a box back in March. This ain't March anymore. This feels like it was like a century ago, actually. The last 10 months almost feels like 100 years. Feels like a lifetime, doesn't it, man? Saw it for $19.99 today. So you got 10% off of another offering that I saw. So as far as that goes, I guess you did all right. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at right now, though. It's literally insane. And I don't like it. But I don't think it's done yet. And I'm actually going to let you guys know in a minute. I think it's actually going to get a lot worse. And for anyone just joining tonight, I have to say this again because it's true. I don't sell ammo. There's nothing for sale here. No gun shop. I don't work for anybody that does. I'm a landscaper, okay? Don't get commission off of selling ammo. Don't get any free ammo. So there you go. Curtis Reynolds, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Said, just sending some love, brother. Keep preaching it 2A forever. Over a mountain of steaming hot brass. Thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate it. And I am going to go out and do some shooting of some pretty cool stuff. I had planned on it last week. Didn't lie to you guys. It just happened to snow 3 times in the meantime. So I was out salting and doing some plowing and up all night. How's it going, Cave Dave? Nice to see you in the chat, man. Okay, here's what's happened. I don't know what happened. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to say this past week there was an installation that occurred. Okay? I'm trying to be nice tonight. They call him many things, just like our governor. She's a real beauty. They call her many things. But there's this fellow. They call him, I'm just going to call him Sleepy Joe. They call him much worse than that, but I'm a nice guy tonight. Sleepy Joe. There was an installation ceremony that happened, and he was installed into the high office of the United States. And with what comes with that, as we remember, do you guys remember Obama? I've got my phone and I've got my pen. Now, Joe doesn't know where he is. I get it. He doesn't. Where am I? This is my wife. This is my daughter. I got them mixed up. This is my wife and this is my daughter. I get it, guys. He doesn't know where he is. However, make no mistake, he has staff upon staff upon staff, and they already piled huge, huge folios, folders of paper. It was about 2 foot on his desk. Did you guys see that? Look, just believe me, you don't want to see it. Make sure you've already eaten your dinner first before you see it. Sick. What's going on right now in this country makes me want to puke, literally. But there's a time just to become a realist. Now, realist doesn't mean we accept. It doesn't mean we're done fighting. It doesn't mean that at all. You just have to know what's going on and to have encouragement to fight it and to prevail. And we will win, guys. We will win. We can never become a communist country, okay? But at the same time, all it takes is an order to come in one of those fancy presidential folios. And Sleepy to get out his pen. Where am I? What is it? Here, sir. I believe ammunition is one of the most vulnerable things that they can go after with a stroke of a pen. Now, we can talk about an AWB, and we will in a few minutes. We can talk about the video I just put out. We'll talk about that again more in a few minutes. Like, they're coming for your guns. That's what they're... I never said they're going to succeed, guys. If you watch the whole video, it's the complete opposite. It was meant to reiterate our fundamental rights of what our Creator endows to us and what the Second Amendment affirms and what it prohibits the government from doing. But at the same time, they are coming, and we need to know that. And that's not being negative. It's just being smart. And we have to be smart. Because this is going to be a tough battle. And the people that are the smartest, that are the bravest and toughest are going to win. But you can't just shrug it off. So even though he might not know how to sign his own name, I get that. It doesn't matter. If he makes a squiggle on a piece of paper that says, the Department of Commerce is hereby ordered to not allow importations of ammunition anymore. Oh, wait, but that could never happen. Except for you guys that have been around a little while. Do you guys remember the 7N6? How it was just arbitrarily and summarily banned under a false classification, and not many people cared about it because it was the AK-74 round, and the AR is America's rifle. I love the AR and the AK, by the way. AK even a little more, to be honest, but still. They banned it. They banned whole classification of firearms imports that are gone, can't come in anymore. Nothing made by whole companies such as Kalashnikov concern of Russia, Molot of Russia, and others. We're looking at right now an ammunition supply that is so taxed and overburdened because people are buying record amounts of ammo. And I understand why. I do. I already discussed earlier. Should you buy more right now? I don't know. Probably half of you just sit tight. Stand back, but stand by. The other half of you might need to buy more right now. And these can be opposite answers because all of you have different circumstances. You have different budgets. You have different needs. And that's the great thing about America. That's why we need to keep America, is you get to decide what you need for yourself. So with that said, the biggest tax on demand we've seen like in a long time, like I would say actually probably forever. I remember Sandy Hook, it was bad. I remember the first Obama, the second one. I remember the 94 Clinton AWB. which, by the way, for people that say we could never pass an AWB, go back in your history book. 94 to 04, it happened, and it was real. And they promised this time they'll never sunset it again. But I digress. Look at this. Scorpio, brass, new construction. You guys, new manufacturer. You guys have seen this. Czech Republic. This is foreign ammo. Wolf. Some of you love it. Some of you hate it. Some of you are buying it because it's all you can get and afford. I generally like it, to be honest with you. No problem shooting it. Russia. Military surplus stuff coming in from all sorts of different foreign countries throughout the world. That stuff can be banned pretty darn easy without an official AWB or ammunition ban or whatever you want to call it, whatever it would be. From past precedents, can usually be banned with the stroke of a pen. Now, that's not to mention other things that can be done with that pen. You've got the EPA. Look, they're willing to make like half of California into a desert, and people are having a hard time getting water to protect a little minnow. This little minnow, you guys familiar with it over there? It's called a minnow, and they're willing to sacrifice human life and human well-being over this minnow. EPA's been saying for years they don't like lead. You guys know what I'm saying? Gunpowder and lead, right? It's the old saying. They can have the ATF, who works under the Department of Justice. They work under the Attorney General, who serves at the pleasure of the President of the United States. They can take a whole ship worth of stuff that's sitting there. It might be a ship from Russia full of this stuff. There could be hundreds of millions of rounds on a ship at the dock. And the ATF can do a number of things. In some cases, they can ban it outright. In other cases, they can just stall those deliveries. And they can say, well, hold on a minute. We don't have time to get to it. You made a paperwork error. That dot on your eye wasn't quite heavy enough. Oh, well, let us fix that. Oh, now it's too dark. Start the paperwork over again. The dot on the eye was too faint, then it was too heavy. I mean, that's how this stuff works. It's this huge bureaucracy of paperwork. They can hold ships up at docks. They can do all kinds of stuff to mess with it. Do I see people like coming at peace with what happened anytime soon? I mean, there's been a lot of crazy stuff happen in the last year, and I have to be careful how I word it. Susan Wiki watches these streams closely, and according to her and the Associated Press, Sleepy Joe is the president of the United States. However, there's a lot of people. There's a survey that says more than half the people in this country aren't really completely agreeing with that. So, what do half the people think in this country? Do they think that things are going to get better? Are they like, oh, well, don't worry. Ammo's going to be easier to get in the future? I don't think so. I think people are going to keep buying it more and more and more. Should they? I don't know. That's for you to decide. However, I hate to say this, I don't see it getting cheaper anytime soon. A week ago, 25, which was 4 times more than what this went for 9-10 months ago. Now I'm seeing it for 50. And I'm not even talking about the auction sites. I'm talking like reputable places that unfortunately I can't mention on here. It's doubled in the last week. 22 LR. If you bought it in bulk, 3.5 cents, 4 cents a round for cheap plinking stuff. I've watched that where you can't get it on any of the sites anymore. But if you go to the common auction site that a lot of people are familiar with, 30 cents a round for something like this. I'm watching these clearing with active bids, not just like a rip-off buy it now that no one's going to buy. I'm watching this with like 36 bids clearing. 150, 160, even 180 bucks for stuff like this that used to be like what, 15 bucks, 20 bucks at the most. Heck, I remember after Sandy Hook, it took 4 or 5 years before 22 LR was available again. Unless you were paying like some outrageous, price at an auction site. Seems right now the buying of ammo and the desire for people to be armed and new people getting into it is probably triple, quadruple of what it was even after Sandy Hook. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was crazy after Sandy Hook because 9 went from like $10 a box to 20, right? It doubled, and that was nuts. There's reputable places that generally have a decent reputation, right? That are $50. Yeah. Reptile Guys with a super chat. Thanks, man. Feels like so long since we all got on here. I know it's only been a week, but it feels like forever. Yeah, glad to see you guys. My highlight for every Friday. Thanks, man. And that's exactly what I was saying, too. This is definitely my highlight, to see you guys and hang out with you guys. And apparently, just in the last week, when we were complaining about the prices of ammo then, it's gone up 50% to 100% even since then. A lot, apparently. Now, look. I've been reading some of your chats here tonight, and even in the comments, some of your local gun shops, they're doing the best they can. Most gun shops. Now, I know there's some rip-off ones. There's all kinds of people everywhere, right? Most of the gun shops, from what I can tell, are still trying to do the right thing, okay? They're still trying to do, look, they're paying double what they used to for it, okay? But if they've got this stuff for like $35 a box or something, which is what I'm hearing, I ain't going to rip on you if you have to buy yourself a few. I actually still don't think we've seen the height of the price increases. I really don't. And you guys are more than welcome to chime in, but I seriously don't think we're done yet. As bad as it sounds. Mike McClure with the super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Says, found some boxes of 9mm. I bought a while back. $12 a box. Yep. 38 special at 18. Yep. Now, when I say I was buying this at $8 a box, that was like, look, they called it the Trump slump. This stuff was the cheapest it had been in like a decade. We were going back to like pre-Obama first election, right? Before we could see this at 8. Now, it was 8 plus tax, plus shipping, all that stuff. You know, you bought a 1,000-round case to make it worth your while to cost average the shipping. But normal retail price was, you know, $12 a box at your local gun shop, and now your local gun shop might be 30. They might be 40. They might be 50, because you know what's crazy? My local gun shop, he can't buy anything from his actual suppliers. He actually has to go to these same sites that you guys are, where you could call it getting ripped off. You could call it not getting ripped off. That's up to you. Think for yourself. Don't forget that. He has to buy it at the same prices that me and you are paying for it, just so he can have a box. So when someone buys a 9mm handgun, they're like, well, I'm going to buy the gun, but I can't buy a gun and have no ammo. So, yeah. He paid $40 a box for it and charges them, I don't know exactly what he's charging, but just adds a couple dollars on. Not ripping them off at all. He has to pay for shipping and all that too, right? So before you get too mad at your local gun shop, just look back at how they were before. That's what I would suggest to you guys. Was your local gun shop cool as heck? Were they competitively priced? Were they not ripping you off before? If you've seen the price triple before you accuse them of ripping you off now, you might want to check, because some people are having sticker shock. I know people that have been into guns forever, and they've recently gone back to the local gun shop. They're like, what just happened? Was somebody installed in office this week? Where am I? What's going on? Yeah, he did somehow. And they went in, they're like, what's wrong with you? Why are you ripping me off? And it's $40 a box for 9. And the gun shop owner humbly tells them the truth, because I'm paying $37.99 for it, my cost now. Maybe some of your gun shop owners broke bad and they're charging $100 a box and they are ripping you off. I don't know. But you guys know what I'm saying. Think, though. Think. Before you open your mouth and start yelling at your local gun shop owner, they are getting ripped off just like the rest of us right now. You have to be a major, major, major player in the industry. Way above probably what any of the local gun shops would have access to be able to get like full crates of ammo right now. They're just skipping right over those guys. Telling the law enforcement and military, always, of course, but even just civilian rounds, you know, that military is not going to be interested in. Look, guys, the military is not buying all the ammo up. Are they buying more than they ever have before? Of course, but our military doesn't use this. So that's another myth I just want to kind of set straight here tonight. Look, our military is also not buying this, okay? We don't shoot, you know, Scorpio in our armed services, all right? Now someone's going to come back and say, hold on, 2A EDU. I got you. My brother's cousin, stepdad, sister's ex-cousin-in-law is a Navy SEAL. And I'm like, well, of course there are. I get about 300 Navy SEAls a day in my comments. Well, of course they are. But I digress. And they use Scorpio on this one special. Look, this is not standard issue for any of our special forces, our military, our police. You want to know why this has gone off the shelves right now? Some of you might not like me saying this. It's just true, though. You know why this has gone off the shelves right now? Because there's like 100 million gun owners in this country, and people are buying record amounts of ammo because they don't trust what's going on, and I understand. I understand why they are. That's my answer. Austin Showman with the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. It says, communists will not take us down without a bang. Again, dude, I'm going to tell you guys this again for those of you that just joined. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. I get so much encouragement. Man, I get a lot of threats, too. I get threats all week long. Whatever. Who cares? Like, no, it's you guys. This is why I keep coming back on here week after week. Not because you left me a super chat. All of you guys. Look at this guy right here. Recently, he was able to help get me some 38 special and 357 Magnum at like cost, like at old prices. And you guys have my back. Look, he's not a sponsor of the channel. He's just a friend of mine that knew where to get some ammo. But yeah, definitely. I love all the encouraging comments in here. And I love seeing people like Michelle LeDuc, who so many of you guys have encouraged. And I'm so happy to see you again, Michelle. She's a special one. She's gone through some crap, and a lot of us have gone through some crap, but man, we just have to keep fighting another day, right? So what do you guys think? Are you guys feeling like you got ripped off, or do you guys kind of know where I'm coming from? Sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. Should you feed your children before you buy ammo? People ask me. Well, yeah, of course, right? Your children. Like, if you can't take care of your children, you don't even deserve to live, period. So, yeah. Should you miss the mortgage payment and become homeless? No. Those are easy. People say, should I max out my credit card right now? I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm not going to tell you no. I'm not going to tell you yes either. But it's tough. Somebody buys a new gun right now. It takes time. It takes practice. A lot of us don't think about it, but it's like, a lot of us have shot hundreds of thousands of rounds, and that's like, whoa, really? Well, yeah, if you're an active shooter for 25 years, 30 years, whenever you started shooting. Some of you in here, God bless you, have been shooting 50, 60 years, right? Somebody's brand new. You have to put rounds down a pistol, A, to prove, does the pistol itself function, right? B, for you to get used to things like recoil, slide manipulation, magazines. Like, you can't take this stuff for granted. And that's where I can kind of see both sides of it, because I have so many new viewers that come in here. And I did a video just reminding people the Taurus G2C, G3C, it's hard to release that slide just by using it's a stop. People call it a release, whatever. Depends on the brand what it's really called. Who cares? We don't get stuck on words in this channel. Call it what you want. They're like, I can't release it on an empty mag. And I'm like, well, that's because it has a really high tensile spring, right? Pull back on that slide a little bit and push it down. Or just gently release the mag a little bit. Either or. I've had hundreds of people thank me for that video, which made me happy that I did it, right? Feel honored to help all these new people. But what it reminds me of is there's a lot of new people into guns right now. Well, shoot. I'm not going to tell you guys you have to, but I used to tell people before I'm going to carry a gun. This is back when this stuff was $8, $10, $12 a box, okay? I tell people, you have to put 500 rounds through your gun, right? To prove it. I would anyways. You don't have to. I never tell people what they have to do. I take that back. I'd say me personally, for me to feel comfortable, I'm shooting 500 rounds through that sucker out of the box. Well, if this is $1 a round in some places right now, that's $500. Hey, I'm not telling you to do that either, but geez. You need to put rounds through it to prove the mechanism. A gun's a simple machine, right? You could have 99 Taurus G2Cs or 99 Glocks come off the assembly line that are perfect, and that one is just a turd. It's a lemon. It's a whatever. You might need to send it back to the manufacturer. You don't want to click no bang when the wolves are at the door and you hear broken glass and they're coming for your 8-year-old daughter's bedroom and you have click no bang. What the heck? There's no time to send it back, right? So I do understand why people need to buy ammo no matter what it costs right now. Defensive ammo. Oh my gosh, that's even worse. What's that? $2 a round right now? Hi, Ray. How you doing? $2 a round. But here's the problem. If you don't at least, and this is the very least, I used to say 50 rounds, but you have to at least put a magazine that you're going to be carrying. It has to be the same mag you're going to carry with. You get a bad mag once in a while. Talked about it last week. I'll talk about mags again in a few minutes. You have to at least put a magazine worth of that exact specific carry round that you're going to buy. If you don't, do you want to find out if that's going to failure to feed on you? Defensive rounds can be a funny thing. Your gun could eat up every type of FMJ that there is. And 99% of defensive rounds, you could get that one specific type, the particular way the bullet's shaped, the material it's constructed of, and that could just jam your gun right up. And you guys that have been shooting a long time know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people will literally have it where it's like, my gun just does not like HST. It just doesn't like this. It doesn't like that, right? And that definitely happens. And you need to be prepared for that. So there you go. People say, how much do you need? Well, I don't know. A guy that just bought his new gun, it sucks because they're probably just getting into it and they're having to pay the high rip-off prices, but they actually kind of need more than anybody, don't they? Because they probably want to stockpile some away too, but they need to actually put those rounds down range for their own skills so they can develop themselves as a shooter, to break in and prove that their pistol, rifle, shotgun, whatever it is, to prove that it's worthy, and then make sure that their magazine likes those particular rounds. I don't know. Your gun might not like this, but it might be just fine with this. I have guns that actually won't even shoot this federal worth crap. This has been very reliable ammo, but they actually do shoot. Like my Stoeger STR9 loves Wolf. For some reason, it doesn't like the federal. The Wolf's got a little more pop than the federal, actually. Believe it or not. FL with the super chat. Thank you. Can 9mm hollow point ammo be purchased anywhere right now? I can't find any online or local. Yes, it can. Look, dude. Her name's Susan Wiki, okay? The one that runs YouTube. She likes me, but here's the problem. She likes me, she's jealous of me, but they have really strict rules. I can't give out sites that sell guns and ammo on here due to their rules. But yes, there are. I try to share deals on my Patreon page when I can, just because that's where I have people's email addresses. Yes. Send me an email and I'll try to help you find some, man. If one of the moderators could throw my email in there, it's glockshooter79@gmail.com. I'll try to help you. I do know of a couple places that have some. Now, you might not like the price, but they do have it online. I mean, does anyone like the price right now? Are you kidding me right now? It's like, come on, dude, he's got to be joking. I said you might not like the price. You're definitely going to hate the price. And Susan just skipped my chat on me. Let me go back and see if I can find it here. I had another super chat that I do not want to miss. Susan likes to do this to me. I'll be going through, and I've got them all lined up in order, and then she just skips it right down. There we go. Knife Collector. Thank you. I can't pin it on the screen anymore, man, but I found it. I appreciate it. Knife Collector says, consider online ammo sales are banned. Buy now. That's exactly what I'm warning you of. Actually, I forgot to talk about that. I was telling you about the imports. Well, let's get on to the next topic. They can stop the imports of ammo very easily. Actually, it's scary how easy they can, and they have. Not all ammo. It's never been sweeping, but look who we're dealing with right now. Online sales of ammo. When he was running for office, I put it up there. The Sleepy Joe Kamala plan. Remember that? I did a stream on it. That was one of the main things in their plan. They said, if you elect us, now, even if you didn't elect them and they were installed, whatever you want to call it, yeah. That was one of their top priorities, is not only banning, as I talked about last week, gun parts, firearms themselves from being sold online, but ammunition. Think about that for a minute. Banning the sales of ammunition online. Literally a sea change, right? Literally, like this stuff might become Bitcoin. You know, you have to like, I tell you guys a quick story. I was like, okay, I don't do Bitcoin, just to let you guys know. Maybe I should. A lot of you will probably tell me I'm dumb that I didn't. I don't buy Bitcoin. Never had any. I'm like, I think I might buy me a Bitcoin. Well, I'd have to sell all my guns to buy one, so I didn't buy one. But I'm like, let me buy like $5 worth. I seriously tried the other day. Yeah, right. There were so many decimal points of one Bitcoin $5 could buy you. I couldn't even buy $5 worth. It was like limited, like literally, it started at $100. They're like, you have to literally buy $100 or more of it to even like get started. And it was still like 0.000 whatever zeros one Bitcoin. If they ban importation of ammo and online sales of ammo, if they did both, and this is an if, guys. I can see it becoming like the new Bitcoin, like literally. I can see people trading like boxes of ammo, and I didn't even say cases of ammo, but like it takes you like I don't know, a box of brass, a box of steel 9, coupled with a box of steel case 7.62 by 39 for like a used pickup truck. I don't know. You know, people say buy gold to hedge your bets, whatever. You can't eat gold. You can't eat ammunition either, but I'll tell you what, you could probably become more resourceful if it came down to where you just had like a piece of gold in your hand or one of these, right? With your tactical smoke pole that you could propel it out of at high rates of speed. You can see this doing a lot more than gold. I mean, you could melt the gold down and make bullets out of them, I guess, but you guys know what I'm saying. Those of you that reload don't totally know what I'm saying. Try to find primers right now. That's the hardest part. Even trying to find powder. Cases, they might be the easiest thing to find, but those are even tough. I've had a lot of people in the comments real recently just asking me, like, where do I get empty brass? I don't know. I know my friend Justin at Phoenix Ammunition. He's still kicking butt, guys. By the way, Gretchen's really, really coming down on him right now. For all you Michigan guys, go support him as much as you can. She's trying to run him off. They call her witless. They call her many things. The great whatever she's called in Michigan, that presides over her palace in Lansing, the Empress of Michigan. She's really, really making things tough on our local ammunition manufacturer here. So definitely try to support him. Verbally, whatever, you know. There's many ways you can support small businesses. He'll make like 100, 150, 200,000 rounds of ammunition, and he's struggling to buy the components like crazy. Dude, I did a tour of his factory. Go back and check my old videos. You'll see, man, his crew in there, they're sharp, they're smart. He's got the best equipment, just tink, 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 tink. He can't even get enough components to keep those machines running 24/7 as he'd like to, as he'd love to. So he'll make 200,000 rounds of 9mm. He's had to raise his prices a ton, but he's still one of the more affordable, right? Gone. Minutes. No way it even lasts an hour. Literally 15, 20, 30 minutes. It varies. Gone. A couple 100,000 rounds. Never seen anything like this before. And maybe some of you guys that are new are shocked, but this is where some of these old school guys, you guys that have been into guns, and gals, you know, that have been into guns a long time, you guys know what I'm going through right now. Like, I think I'm having a harder time than a lot of the noobs. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, the G3C, I've put a few hundred rounds through it. I'd really like to get that up to 2,000 rounds real quick, just for the people, to let you guys know. Because I can't touch it here. Again, back to Susan Wiki's rules. But my famous trusty G2C that I've shown on this channel a ton, I can tell you guys, hey, this has thousands of rounds on it, okay? And it's gone good. I trust it. I like it. I'm like, thousands of rounds, not a big deal, you know? These guys are generous. They give me super chats. They you know, do all this stuff to help me out. Patreon. My Amazon link, by the way, guys, totally free for you. Down in the description, does help the channel. And by the way, give me a thumbs up, guys. That's like completely free. I don't mind begging you for those, right? Like, give me a thumbs up. Anyways, I appreciate it. I'm like, 1,000 rounds of ammo right now, that's like $1,000. And I don't make that much money plowing snow, and I have a wife and little girl to feed. So I don't know, man. I think I'm like in more shell shock than the new people. Because I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, dude, $50 is insane, right? You old school guys, this is something funny for you. Like, you just have to laugh. Like, I'm not laughing at them, but you just have to laugh, or else you would cry. And I don't want to cry. I said, man, ammo's so ridiculous right now. I don't even know how. It's just gone up so much. And they're like, I know. It went up from like $37 a box to $50 a box for 9 in the last week. I'm like, ooh. So they're freaking out. Then it went up from 37 to 50. And they're like, yeah, it sucks. Ammo's gone up $12 a box. And I'm like, oh. No, I do want to cry because I bought this for $8 a box and now it's 50. I'm actually jealous of the noobs because they don't know any better. Ignorance truly is bliss. And I wish I was a noob right now because these prices are literally making me sick. But I'm not going to tell you not to buy it though, because that's a personal decision. And look, this is probably why I'm not rich and I'll never be rich, because I think like this. But to me, like, happiness is a peace of mind. And one thing's for certain, this life on earth is really short, right? And you can't take it with you when you go. So to me, money's money. Yes, you need it, but I always value peace of mind and having a little fun more than I do just seeing how many dollar bills I can stack up. So that's me. I'm not going to if I literally had like a bunch of money in the bank and no ammo, there'd be less money in the bank and I would have ammo. That's just me though. Justin P, 1987. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, I got lucky last week. I scored 1,000 rounds of 223 Red Army Standard for $4.99 at Classic Firearms. Yeah, it's steel case, but I can't complain. That's what I'm talking about. Well, congratulations, dude. Seriously. Now, some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, heavens, no, Justin, you got ripped off. Justin, check this out, dude. I'm literally seeing it for $19.95 now on some of the sites that still have it. Because as you know, the place that was selling you that Red Army, they sold out in like minutes and it was gone, and it's gone right now. Will it come back? Hopefully. I don't know. If it never comes back, I wouldn't be surprised, but it'll probably come back. For now, they wanted a buck around, so. Hey, Justin said he got lucky. He's happy with his purchase. That's why I congratulated him. Literally, it's that simple. It's a buck around right now at a lot of places, so that is actually a really good deal considering. Jimmy Falcon, exactly. Thanks, man. I just saw that comment out of the corner of my eye. Now, just so you guys know, I love all your comments. I definitely read them, usually the next day. There's just like a couple more of you than me right now, so I can't read them all, but I saw that out of the corner of my eye. Thanks, man. You're rich. Yep, you got a wife, a little girl. Money can't buy that. Absolutely. You know what? I'm not Superman. I can't like stop a speeding bullet or catch a speeding bullet. But you know what? I'll tell you what, man. Whew. I've got plenty of this and a whole lot more to make sure my girls are safe. You know what I'm saying? Heck, though, the wife, she's pretty good. She can handle herself. I've got plenty of these for her to keep herself and the little one safe, too. A couple years, I'll have the little one all jacked up out there, burning out the barrels of my guns with me. But she's a little too young. I mean, she's actually plenty old enough. Susan Wiki probably wouldn't like her on my channel. They don't like us getting kids into guns nowadays, if you guys haven't noticed, but I encourage it, especially, and this is something people don't talk about much either. Parenting is a very personal thing. Some people think if there's guns in the home, or you're a new gun owner and you're like, what do I do? There's guns in the home now. There never were before, but they're small children. You'll have to make this decision yourself. There's two ways to do it, right? You lock them up so tight as a drum, the kid will never have access to it. They'll never see it. Or you acclimate your kids to it and you let them see them. You don't let them touch them. Don't touch guns, right? But I'm talking little ones. You guys will decide when they transition from little ones to, more mature ones, right? Don't touch guns for the little ones. What do they do, though? Don't climb on the counter, and then they're on the counter 5 minutes later. Don't do this, don't do that. It's a fine line. But I'll tell you what, mine at a very young age, we started off. This is what it looks like to clear a gun, and I'd show them to her. I wouldn't let her grab them, but if she was so darn curious, instead of saying, nope, it doesn't exist, it's not there, because they're not stupid. They watch you. They'll watch you take it out of that holster, put it in the safe. They're a lot smarter than we are, to be honest with you, in many ways. They're still running on more instincts, and I think instincts are good. Don't underestimate them. They're smarter than you, seriously, in certain ways, and you all with kids know this. She knew what the trigger was. She knew how to check the magazine to make sure it was empty. And before I could show it to her, we had to go through all that. She also knew what the trigger was. And if you touched it, what it does. That was my style. But you have to think about it. You have to think about it. There's federal laws that you're responsible. If a minor uses your handgun in a crime, you're responsible for that crime, of course. But it's way beyond just what the law says. It's about like, your kids are priceless, right? So think about all that too. To me, this is just my personal thing. I don't think you can completely hide them from them. I think it's better to introduce them to them safely. Get them in the habit of, because they're going to want to see them. Daddy will show them to you. You can see anyone you want. You have to ask me first. If not, the gun's the least of your worries because you're dead if I touch you, catch you touching it. So the gun might get you, but sure as heck Daddy will, so stay away. You guys know what I'm saying. Ironhead with a super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Says, I have all the ammo I need, but still search daily just in case. Low on 6.5 Grundle hunting. Using too much, killing hogs in East Texas. Awesome, man. And that's one of the main reasons I got into 6.5 Grundle. Not only, Mateo, the moderator here, he's like a huge fan of it. He got me into it, I'll admit. He kept on talking about it. I'm like, all right, dude, let's try it out. Awesome round, right? Well, that was the reason to get into it. I was looking at an old invoice. $5 a box at most, $4 something when you got it for a good price for that Wolf steel case. Now I know you're buying the defensive stuff, but it was really cheap. Then we saw it go up to $7 a box, 8, 10, 12. Yeah. There's no such thing as cheap ammo anymore. Not when you're seeing on that famous auction site 30 cents a round for 22 LR, like Winchesters and the cheap federal bulk pack, even Thunderbolts. Ooh, hey, Thunderbolt, it is what it is, but it's never been known as the best 22, right? The Remington fans are going to come in here. Whatever. Even Thunderbolt. Knife Collector, thanks for the super chat. Says, I remember 5.56 at $1.50 and 9 at $3 in the early 90s. Maybe steel case and stuff, sure. You're talking per box, obviously, right? Or are you talking per round because that was during the AWB? See, that's the crazy thing about the gun world. Literally, 90s. Look at those Glock magazines I was talking about in last week's stream. Pre-AWB Glock mag, I don't know, $15-ish. $150 at the height of the AWB that lasted from 94 to 2004. Like, literally crazy. And everything in life, it's just the way the economy works. What's something worth? It's worth what you're willing to pay for it. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to guns, like, nothing is more true. It's literally worth what you're willing to pay for it. I've seen it come. I've seen it go. I've seen it go up. I've seen it go back down. I don't think it's going to go down in the next 4 years, guaranteed. Hopefully there's not such irreparable harm that it never goes down. I hope not. But you can't rule it out either, to be honest with you. Saw Gunner Fred. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He says, 2A, you can't help FL on JHP ammo, so I'll do it for him. Both me and you deal with Sig Sauer. Bucket Shot got V-Crown, and they have it every day. Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to exchange email addresses and help people out, you know what I'm saying? So there you go. I'm reading that. Look, I can't give you like the actual URL. It's called the algorithm. It's called bots. It's called whatever. Like, they don't really want us on here, just to be blunt. If you guys haven't figured that out yet. But we like each other, so we're going to try to hang out as long as we can. You know what I'm saying? Rockford Ordnance is here to spread some cheer. I appreciate it, man. No, we are spreading cheer right now. Yeah, it sounds draconian what I'm talking about, but it's like, this is for real, and I don't want to lie to you guys. I seriously believe this. There's enough of my friends, I don't want to say in real life because you guys are all real, but people that I know around town, there's a couple in the stream, they can vouch for me. I'm not just saying this because I'm on here. I truly, honestly believe with all my heart we haven't seen the height of ammo prices yet. It's really what I believe. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. But I actually think you ain't seen nothing yet. $25 for a box of this from Classic, gone in minutes. And now other people want 50, and that's all in the last week. I mean, I'm just telling you guys what I see. Marksman TV, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for that video you put out. Look at this guy. By the way, awesome channel. If you don't know Marksman TV, you should go there. He's a great dude. What's awesome about him is he takes in these used guns, right? Because he has a gun shop. And he brings them in, and he just like, he's an encyclopedia, let's face it. It doesn't matter what he has in front of him. You can just see all this cool random stuff. Old guns, new guns, 80s guns, 90s guns, whatever, right? He does a really good job. And I've been watching his channel a long time, and I couldn't believe it. But he put out a video like of his top 5 suggested YouTube channels that you should watch this year. And there's like, what, like 5,000 great gun channels? And somehow I made the top 5, which was an honor, and I really appreciate it, man. I was on there with people like Nishiko and Small Arms Solutions and others, like people that I've been looking up to like forever, and I'm like in the same video with them. It's like, for real? So thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate it. I'm a nobody, but I've got some pretty cool friends. I appreciate it, man. Mitchell Martell, thanks for the super chat. Says, I can't be picky at this point. Got to run 115 ball. You know what? If you're rich, which I assume you're not, because I'm not, you can't be picky. Literally, you can't be. You got to do what you got to do. One more thing for people just joining in. You have to try the specific ammo that you're going to shoot through your specific gun with the specific mag. You really have to. I'm being honest with you. I've owned so many guns over the years, shot so many guns over the years. Doesn't even matter if it's a good model. Every single model of gun there is, once in a while they make a turd. Okay? Stuff happens. Guide rods can break. Recoil springs can break. It just happens. Even with Glock. Yeah. You say anything about Glock, the Glock tards come out. But no, you guys know I mean. Glock tard is a term of affection coming from me, actually. Even if it's a Glock, trust me. You have to shoot your exact gun with your exact magazine. Even if it's an OEM mag, all of that. So you got to do what you got to do, right, Mitchell? You got to run a few rounds through those. People are talking about Lando Wilson. What's happening, dude? Nice to see you, man. Chiming in. A lot of people are saying they go the route of you have to show it to your kids, and you have to understand that relationship, right? Whether it's, you all know your kids better than I do. Scare them into not touching it. Bribe them. I'd rather scare than bribe. It's cheaper in the long run. And with ammo prices, we can't really afford to be bribing our kids right now. So, right? Spare the rod, spoil the child. Whatever. No, I don't beat my child. But you know what I'm saying. She knows, though. She knows daddy's a pretty tough dude. The Bowtie Life. Thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. He says, if they ban ammo, importer online sales or gun bans with the political climate, do you think it would spark guerrilla type action? People are on edge. I don't know. Could. Yeah, very well could. Very well could. Will it? I don't know. Do you guys feel there's like a powder keg and all it would take is the right spark? Stuff a lot of people are thinking about. There's a lot of people talking constantly nowadays about, are we in a civil war? Is it a cold civil war? Is it a hot one? Is it going to be hot? No, these are things I'm thinking about too. I just don't know. But it's a good question, and it's good food for thought that people should think about. The real question I know that you want to ask is, should we? I have to watch out because of where I'm at right now, the platform I'm on. But here's the problem. Getting kicked off of here does no good because we're sharing a lot of knowledge with each other. And I don't mean me. I mean, like when I look down in the chat, there's so many smart people. And this is a place that a lot of us look forward to coming and hanging out every Friday night. And I know I certainly do. So I'm on mainstream social media, though. You know what I'm saying, Bowtie? Bowtie Life? Reptile Guys with another super chat. You guys are so generous. I appreciate it. I really do. And those of you that don't have money to donate, look, I appreciate you guys just as much, but at least give me a thumbs up because it's totally free, right? And it helps in the algorithm a little bit. Maybe this video gets suggested a little more and helps some other people out. I hope it does help people out because we need a lot of good people right now. We need a lot of good people. We need to stay encouraged. Literally, these people have declared themselves the enemy of our rights that have been endowed by our Creator, and we cannot let this become a communist country. And that's why you all need to be encouraged, and that's why I'm encouraged, and I hope you guys are too. He says, my son is 2.5. He's very stubborn, but the one thing he knows not to do is touch my guns. I have safety tested him. He seems to know better. Right on, right on. The first footage I have with mine, I think, shooting her little, they call it a cricket. It's a little single shot bolt action. It's pink, right? Very feminine color for a little girl, which I was all about. I mean, I bought it for her when she was born, so she had no choice, but I bought her a pink one. And I have some video of her when she was 3. I had to help her hold it up. She's very, very petite, even for her age. She's a little one. Cutest thing in the world, by the way. And yeah, I had to help her hold it because even the little cricket was too heavy. But she still knew, though, even then, when she pulled that trigger, that it would go bang. And that was the important part. You can actually train a lot of safety, believe it or not, before they're even strong enough to hold it up. At least in my personal experience. You guys will decide that for yourself, though, obviously. 280, you were big boys. We know what's up, Rockford Ordnance said. Yes, we are, sir. Matt Byam. Ain't that the truth, man? They're all going to be called Golden Bullet. Yeah, and he means like literally gold. Like 115 grains of gold, $5. 115 grain FMJ, $100. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. Well, thank you, Dinah Pez, for the super chat. And I just like how it starts off, because who doesn't love when someone says they love your channel? I appreciate it. It says, love your channel. You're very knowledgeable of our Constitution. These times are about to get trying. We have to stick together. We do, man. Look, they gave us what we need. Look, this is all we do need, right? Endowed by our Creator, right? Certain unalienable rights. And amongst these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And if you're alive and you have liberty and you can pursue happiness, like literally what more would you need? Right? Because if men were angels, we wouldn't need any government at all. And if the government was angels, we wouldn't need the people to hold them accountable and to have them serve at our pleasure and be our pleasure, our servants. But you know what? Men are not angels and the government's not angels. And that's why we have the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, written in the Second Amendment, because it's a prohibition, because they understood that there would always be evil people trying to take away our life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And while freedom is literally the essence of what we all want, freedom's never been free, and it never will be. And if you even go back as far as 1787, when Thomas Jefferson wrote that famous letter, they call it the Tree of Liberty letter, right? He said he was astonished that it had gone 11 years and there had yet to be another armed rebellion. And he couldn't believe we had even kept freedom that long. That's what Thomas Jefferson said. And if you think about it, you can't even talk about it much nowadays. If Thomas Jefferson, by the way, wrote that letter today, could you imagine? Could you imagine what the United States Congress would try to write a law for? I mean, they would literally lock all of our founding fathers up and throw away the key. Someone even warned me today, and I'm sure they have the best of intentions. They said, dude, you better watch out using the word patriot. That might not be the best word to use going forward. I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to use the word patriot because it's a good word, and I'm a good person, and I'm not going to let them change my vocabulary. There's many types of warfare. They call it fifth generational warfare, whatever. It's called 1984. How many fingers am I holding up? And if there's 3, I'm still going to say 3. And they're going to have to torture the heck out of me for me to say 4 fingers when they're really holding 3. And they're also going to have to torture me to stop saying patriot because it's on my hat, and I am a patriot, and I'm proud to be with you patriots because we're good people. And this is a righteous fight. And this is good versus evil, and we can never let ourselves become a communist country. My other channel is called Patriot EDU. I'm not going to change the name of it. Why would I change the name of it? I'm not going to change from good to evil to appease evil people. Not going to happen. Mike McClure, thanks for the super chat. He says, yes, I ordered some of that wolf. 9mm from Classic last week, 500 a case. Still waiting for update on order status. Bought 2. Hey, I have a friend that's in the chat right now. They're still waiting for theirs to be updated too. Look, they sold millions of rounds of ammunition within minutes. I don't know what else to say. If you're happy you bought it, congratulations, man. Literally. Whatever makes you happy tickles me to death. You know what I'm saying? Someone just said, give him heck, man. You know what, though? You guys know what I'm saying. They're literally trying to change our words. Patriot's a bad word. Well, I guess the United States of America is a bad word then. If I were to write the Declaration of Independence today, they'd probably throw me in prison. And you know what? There might become a day where they do want to, just for reading it. But it's a beautiful document. I like beautiful things, so I'm going to keep reading it because it gives me the peace of mind to go on. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Think about that, guys. What more would you need? You wouldn't need anything else than that. And I believe the Second Amendment is there for when they try to take all the rest. And it seems like they're trying to take it as much as possible right now. On the regular. Now, seeing her makes me happy. All right. Look, guys, I don't like to play favorites. Nobody else is allowed to call me a Taurus tard. Tap, rack, and roll, I guess you can. Speaking of Patriot EDU, my lovely co-host herself, we've had fun, guys. You know, we do what all of you guys do. You're like, who do I talk to? What do I talk about? And I know all you guys have a friend, and she's my friend, and we talk about a lot of this stuff, and it helps both of us through it. And from time to time, we just get together and do, you know, through StreamYard, the same program I'm using now, we do a little FaceTime, and we just talk. And I hit the record button, and some of it we don't publish, some of it we do. So if you want to see two friends just hanging out, trying to offer you guys some encouragement, definitely go over to the Patriot EDU channel, one of my awesome moderators. If you could put a link, it'd be awesome in the chat. And we're going to be getting together very soon to record some more stuff. So, yeah, I guess you can call me a Taurus tard, but only you. Mitchell Martell, thanks again, man. I appreciate it, dude. He says, it was a hot civil war as soon as they started burning cities. It's just one-sided at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I totally see where you're coming from. Until they started burning cities. Huh. No, you're seriously right, dude. I'm kind of having a little bit of one of those profound moments. It's like you can call it a cold one all you want, but when there's flames, actual flames, scary stuff. And here's the thing. Look at what Mitchell says here. I mean, they started burning cities, and they did burn. Why are we even wondering why there's an ammo shortage right now? Of course there's an ammo shortage. There's a lot of smart people out there. Saw Gunner Fred, what's up, dude? Thanks for the super chat again, man. He says, 2A, your nightly national news. Chuck Schumer has admitted, oh gosh, I heard about this. Trump was only responsible for an erection. Ooh, that is sick. Can you imagine that? The Senate Majority Leader got an erection from Trump? Boing. Ooh, I'm not going to be able to eat dinner tonight now. Come on, man. Why'd you? Oh, I thought we were friends, Saw Gunner Fred. Jeez, oh, Pete. I heard about that. This is true. Saw Gunner Fred. Just had to ruin my night. I did hear about that, though. Isn't it kind of funny? You just have to laugh at some of this stuff. Like, it's totally sickening, but what are you going to do? I mean, you can cry once in a while. It's fine, but you can't cry all the time. Every once in a while, you just have to sit there and don't think about Chuck Schumer, though. No. That's bad. Jeffrey Arroyo, thanks for the super chat, man. And there's no TMI on Chuck Schumer in your chat whatsoever. So I definitely appreciate you, Jeff. Thanks, man. Scooby-Doo says, other channel is great. Good conversations. That's awesome. I hope it helps somebody. Like, it's literally just like me getting on there, doing my videos, doing my thing, and my friend who also has a wonderful channel. You guys know who she is, right? Where's she at when she pops back in the chat? When she pops back in the chat, definitely go over and find her channel. It's totally awesome. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't want to lose half the people in the stream. If you go over there right now, you'll probably never come back because some people even said it's better than mine. But definitely check out my friend Tap Rack and Roll's channel. After the stream, just say you'll come back. Does that make sense? I don't know. Now, if you guys remember last week, I told you guys, here's what I'm getting ready to do to get ready. And this is going to be a part 2, just a little bit, with an open boxing. Those of you that stuck around for the second half. See, the lightweights, they lost out. But we'll save the best for the second half. I'm going to unbox something in a minute. I told you guys. Now, I can't say much. I'm not going to say much, but it's called RTG. I said they have tons of mags. Mags are very, very important. So like the ammo itself, right? Like you need that or the gun's just nothing. Duh. Next is magazines. They're semi-disposable. Like, yes, you could have a magazine that lasts you for 50 years. I actually have magazines that are 100 years old. However, the most likely problem when you have failures to feed, all these different things, we can just call them jams, whatever you want to call it, right? If your gun's jamming, the first thing you check is your mag. Don't expect your 1P mag or your 1 USGI mag to last you the rest of your life because it probably won't. And a lot of you also think to yourselves, you'd like to have several mags loaded up. Now, mags right now are not that bad. They actually haven't. They haven't gone up like, 10-fold, 100-fold. In fact, the ones I got, and I told you guys about the deal, some of you got it, it was an ammo can full of them for like $80, $90 or so. Plus shipping, of course, always, right? I can't show guns on live streams, but I do have one right there, okay? And I don't appreciate you calling me BS, but I know I can't grab it, dude. Like literally, right over there, okay? It's called the P08 Luger. Look it up. Look up the P08 Luger. Magazine-fed gun. Original mag. So I told you guys about this. So check this out. This is what I'm doing. Here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm literally just going to show you guys this right now. I'm going to actually do a whole video on this, though, next week. I'm just doing the real brief unboxing, and then I'm going to go right into ammo storage because that's the big thing. Now that this stuff's worth so much money, you definitely want to store it like properly. I've been storing ammo for years. I'm going to tell you guys a story of how not to share it. Store it rather. Let me share this with you real quick. I'll tell you guys how not to store it. I'll tell you how this happened. See this on the screen? This is a rusted out 7.62 by 39 steel case for those of you that just listen. I'll tell you how this happened so it doesn't happen to you. I'll also tell you how this ammunition is even older than that piece and still in completely perfect shape and ready to go right now. And what I unbox is going to have everything to do with that. So just give me 1 second here. No, I can't touch guns in live streams for real. You guys that have been here a while, let them know. Like literally, it used to be like all request gun hour in here. Like, dude, you got an AK, you got a Mosin, you got a whatever, and I'd literally go walk in the other room and grab it. Like, I love doing that. I love to right now. But we're on YouTube, and her name's Susan Wiki. And I stopped buying her flowers about a month ago. Maybe I should start buying them again. I used to buy her a dozen roses every show, and nowadays not so much. You know what I mean? So check it out. First of all, look at all this thing's packaged. It's got that really nice tape, that they use like professional tape machine tape with the fiberglass strands in it. So that's good. But let's check this out. My tactical knife. Look at this. I just had to do that, guys. All the channels have their awesome knife, which I love knives. Yeah, these work pretty good too. So I did exactly what I told you guys I did. I went on there. Now I bought this for content for a video out of my own money. Well, actually, you guys' money, my money, our money. In other words, they're called RTG. They're not a sponsor. They don't even know who I am. Generous super chats, Patreon. Kicked in a little myself is what got this. But check this out. This is right now, I think, a pretty good bang for the buck if you guys are into this. Look at this. This was their ammo can deal, and let me pull it out of here. We're going to make a couple good videos out of this. Ammo cans, totally awesome, right? Love ammo cans. Now there's a few other things I got for myself too. I don't know. Maybe we'll hold these for another video. What do you think, Reptile guys? Can't show them too much, but thanks for another super chat. Oh my gosh, I did. Check this out, guys. Here's another thing that's like, it makes you mad, but you can laugh, but it'll make you mad again. He says, did you see the National Guard turn their back to Biden when he drove through D.C.? Also, they didn't salute him when he was entering the Capitol. Weird. Well, did you guys also see where he was wearing an earpiece and he was walking by an entrance guarded by Marines, and clearly someone told him, salute the Marines, and he just mumbled, salute the Marines, like repeating what he was told in his ear, and walked right by the Marines without returning a salute? I'm not too happy about that. I never served. All you veterans out there in the chat, what do you guys think of that? Someone told him in his ear, salute the Marines. Now, you would think the commander-in-chief, the leader of the free world, would know that return the salute of the Marines, right? Like, I know that, and I never served a day in my life, but he just mumbled, salute the Marines. Now they also put a bunch of people in the guard out in a cold parking structure to sleep, one bathroom. You guys have heard all about that, right? If not, look it up. It's like really tragic. Now, I don't think they should be there. I think they should go home with their families, because we don't want militarized police. I don't want militarized anything. I want a strong military, but I don't want it here on U.S. soil patrolling us like we're police. But they call them up. They didn't call themselves up. I'm not blaming the individual troops. Look, I get it. Rank structure. Just following orders only goes so far, but I guess at this point, they're still just following orders. I get all that. However, they threw them out in a parking garage. But then I heard tonight, out of the blue, President Donald Trump came out and said, no, you guys can stay in my Trump hotel up the street for free. Did you guys hear about that? That was pretty cool. Just heard about that tonight. Yeah, they had our men and women out there. Parking garage, exhaust fumes, cold. It's cold in D.C. this time of year. And Trump said, nah, just come in my hotel and hang out instead. Isn't that pretty awesome? They called him up and then kicked him out. Kenneth Henson says, bro, I ordered that also. The 10 AK mags and a 50 can. Like I said, bolt hold open, that's a preference. All right, I'll get with it. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. Ooh, check this out. Here's some teasers for the next video. These weren't part of that. Once you're paying shipping, I always throw in. Check this out. I've never tried one of these in my life. Any VZ58 fans here? Here's the new AC Unity VZ58 windowed. All right, steel reinforced locking lug, front and back. Looking good. Now, the VZ58 is not an AK, but you've got the bolt hold open, steel mechanism right there. We'll find out. It'll be another video. Picked one of these up. I thought it'd be a nice video you guys would want to check out. AC Unity mag loader, AK. Cheap. All right, here's the deal. I'm going to do a video on it, but this was that package deal that they had. Jeez. They packed this thing well, guys. Lots and lots of paper. This is a good place. I've been, customer forever. A decade? I don't know. Hold on. There's literally like piles of paper here. Like filling up the whole area where my chair is supposed to be. Is there any AK guys watching? If you are, I've got some more. How about Glock guys? Hold on, I'm getting to it. I've got a little space heater next to me because this is a shop and it's really cold here in Michigan right now. So I'm making sure these papers aren't like getting in the front of the space heater. For one thing, the city's burning's bad enough. You guys don't want to see like, he's on fire. Thanks, guys. No, you're literally on fire. Ah. Okay. AK guys, check this out. AC Unity, huh? Glock people. AC Unity. Glock 19 with the +2 floor plate. This is brand new. They just came out with these. And these are all like totally normal prices right now. G19, flush fit, AC Unity, windowed mag. I'll let you guys know. I don't know yet. I can't say I recommend them. This is all like brand new SKUs, never seen it before type of stuff. Just check the chat here. I popped up on the YouTube homepage. Awesome. That's because Marksman TV gave me that shout out. Man, I can't believe it. Like I said, dude, I'm lucky for all of you guys. Check this out. VZ58, they've got these. These are surplus check mag pouches, right? Here's another style. Any people like check firearms in here? I love check firearms. They're pistols. They're VZ58, VZ52, 5257. Heck, even my VZ24 Mauser, right? Awesome stuff. Thanks for the super chat, Jeffrey. Another one. I appreciate it, man. He says, I got lucky Wednesday at Cabela's. 500 rounds of 9mm for $140. Wow. There you go, guys. You got to get on that. Like, that's awesome. Wow. You have to get on that. But check it out. Congratulations, by the way, Jeffrey. I think you already know this, but you like super duper scored. And this price, wow. In today's day and age. That's awesome, dude. So this is your regular old 50 cal can. Apparently these were 5.56. They still call this the 50 cal can. It just is what it is in mil-cert parlance, right? Even though in this case, the last thing it was used for was M200. So if it's an M200, that means it's a blank 5.56. Now, if we go here, we can see this can was probably repurposed, hence the stencil marking. We're going to see M2A2, though. SCF right there. So there you go. The can's in pretty good shape, not perfect. Right off the bat on the top, there's some surface rust. Okay. You'll find this once in a while, but if you just take care of this with a Scotch-Brite, touch it up with a little spray paint, you'll be good to go. This isn't nearly rusted through, so let me open this up for you. All right, check it out. Yep, just like I suspected. Inside of the lid's nice still. Okay. Looks good and clean. And look at that. These are the AC Unity AK. These are the basic ones. These are 30 rounds. No sight window. These do not have the bolt hold open follower. They also have those. I have quite a few. They're awesome. I even have the original Yugo Milsurp mags, that the steel ones that have the bolt hold open. That's always been standard for any of the former, Yugoslavian bloc countries, right? It's okay. I don't really like bolt hold open on my AK, though. I'm used to always just running that charging handle. You guys want to take a look at it real quick with me? I'll open up one of them for you. That way, when I do my unboxing for my regular video and talk about mags a little bit, I'll say, hey, guys, this is the unboxing, but everyone got to see a sneak preview of it on the stream. That's why one's open. But yeah, they all come individually wrapped. By the way, let me back up here. Look at this. Completely sealed. End to end. I see no holes in the packaging. As far as I'm concerned, these are sealed for long-term storage right now. So I'll give you guys a tip. I'm going to take these out of the can. The ones that I don't choose to fill up with ammo, I'm just going to store them in the package. I'm good to go with this. Ammo's going in the can. And that's definitely going to be a video you guys are going to see on this channel next week. I'll show you guys a couple tips and tricks. I'll even show you what not to do for those of you just joining. People come and go, so sometimes I show the same thing twice. But yeah, look at this. Hey, nobody's perfect. I've messed up a few times before on ammo storage myself. You know what I mean? I've used these before, guys. Hey, great look. Is it the best mag ever? I don't know. But you know what? They're like $8 with a free ammo can that's worth at least 15, if not 20, depending how you shake it, right? Those are, yeah, they're 15, 20-ish. So really, these are only about like, what, $6 a piece if you factor in, if you were going to buy the ammo can anyways, right? And pay full price for it. Thank you, Jason Sanchez. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Are you guys being stingy with those thumbs ups again? Look, I never beg for nothing on here, but don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It's totally free. he's e-bagging. They'll say, oh my gosh, two-way ED. It's free. Thumbs up. Thanks, guys. But check it out. Now, what makes these different than some of the polymer mags is they do have, and this is a special type of steel. I've gone over it in my one review. There's already a review of these up on the channel. So go back and look if you're interested. But it's a special type of steel that they use. So it's got the steel locking lug here, right? Your front lug also has the steel insert. So that's definitely good. I'm not going to complain about that at all. They don't have the steel feed lips. Now, look, a Bulgarian Circle 10 mag does have steel feed lips, and it even has a steel mesh, if you will, grid that's incorporated in the side of the polymer. Is the Bulgarian Circle 10 mag better than this? Probably. Let's just be honest. If you can find them, they're 50 a piece. 50 bucks a piece. This was 10 for 80 with a ammo can. So, and I own both. The Bulgarian Circle 10s, fine mags. There's many good mags out there. Someone asked about Tapco before the stream started. Had really good luck with them. Now, they don't fit a lot of AK mag wells, but file a little bit. One more advice for any of you guys, especially if you're into the AK. All mag wells aren't exactly the same size. If you have a mag that's polymer like this, and it's really close, but you can just feel it rubbing, you know, you'll get like those score marks on the side, and it's just too hard to get it in and out. Take a little sandpaper or file the mag. These are like $8 a piece. Do not, no matter what, alter your mag well to fit your polymer mag, because then you could go back to a steel mag and it's so wobbly and jiggly, it either annoys the crap out of you or it could fall out. I've seen people, this is a true story, the Tapco mags are pretty oversized, and that's actually why they're quite robust, but they won't fit in an in-spec, mil-spec, whatever you want to call it. Look, it's the AK, so I'm being very loosely when I say in-spec, because that's the beauty of the AK, very loose tolerances. However, I digress. One that had an in-spec mag well where you could rock and lock a steel surplus mag in perfectly, the Tapco wouldn't fit. And then they filed out their mag well to get the Tapcos to fit perfectly. And then they went to go back to the steel, and it literally fell out. They wallered it out so much. So this is my little bit of advice I'll give you guys. Whether it's magazine fitment, whether it's anything, always file or sand or modify the part. Never modify the whole gun itself. Especially when a cheap AK that used to be $400, used to be $350, before that were $250. They're like $1,000 to $1,200 now. So I can't show it because of Susan Wiki. You know what happened is she got jealous of me, and I totally get it, because here's the thing. My friend that I do videos with, of course Susan's jealous of her. She's like 1,000 times smarter than Susan. Okay? And her attitude's like 100 times better. And I'll just state the obvious. I just like her more than Susan. So, of course, Susan's jealous. So, with that said, I'm going to have to buy Susan Wiki some flowers. But I still can't touch guns. But I will do a standalone video if you guys are curious. Now, for you AR guys, maybe next week I need to buy one of those. So just let me know in the chat. What are you guys into right now? Are there more AK guys in the chat, AR guys? Because AC Unity also has their full line of AR mags, 40 rounders, 30 rounders, windowed, non-windowed. Glock people, I've kind of already got you covered with a couple of those, right? I also have some of the higher capacity ones that I had bought on another order a couple weeks ago. So let me know. VZ58. I'm sure there's not too many VZ58 guys out there, but we got it. What do you guys think? Do you think Tap Rock and Roll is a little bit smarter than Susan Wiki? I think so. Pretty sure. Someone just said, what do you mean you're pretty sure? Well, of course she's smarter. Susan Wiki. We're on YouTube. I've got magazines all over the place. You know what? I can't afford ammo right now, but magazines are actually still plentiful. Now, this is the moral of the story with these magazines. They're actually still cheap right now, guys. Now, we were talking back in last March. Hey, ammo's still cheap right now. Buy it while you can. So this is like the encouragement part of the stream. Ammo costs so much right now, you still have to buy it if you don't have it. Like, duh, right? No matter what. This stuff, you kind of have to buy it too, though, right now. But here's the awesome part. Mags are everywhere, and they're cheap. So you're not going to lose, right? Like, this is how I look at it. What's going to happen to you? Can you guys really see? Again, feed your children first. Don't necessarily mortgage the house. Okay, I get it. Can you really see this devaluing itself down to much less than $8? I don't really think so. I think we're still at the point right now where we're not going to get ripped off if we do this, right? Now, these ammo can deals are awesome because these cans are like, literally, the more this ammo becomes inflated, hyperinflated, whatever. I'd say hyperinflated at this point. The more these cans become valuable because their cargo, their treasure that they're protecting becomes worth a lot more, right? Now, somebody did bring up a good point. Hey, there's two sides of the story. Tall Titan says $200 each mag over 10 rounds. All right, they're saying if you have a mag over 10 rounds, they promised, right? Look, guys, go watch my last video. People don't believe me sometimes. It's true. They said, I'm going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. They asked Biden, are you going to ban it? He says, bingo, if it's an assault weapon. Now, I hate using that word. That's not a good word to use. The Sleepy Creepy said, assault whatever. He doesn't know where he is, but it doesn't matter. They put the folders in front of him. They say, sir, sign this. And he goes, where am I? Never mind, just sign. You guys have seen it. It's sick and it's sad, but it's our reality we're in. Doesn't mean AK and AR when he says an AW, does he? I don't like using that word. We shouldn't use that word, but I'm just using it once because that's the proper noun for what they will call the bill, right? They're saying they want a $200 tax for these, or it becomes an NFA item. They're somehow saying that just the magazine itself would become a machine gun. I mean, that's what they're proposing. You have to pay a tax, so that's the other side of the coin. Maybe that's a reason you might not want to buy one, right, Tall Titan? You might not want to buy one of these because it could become taxed out of existence where you have to do what? Throw it away, turn it in, or as a lot of people say, I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees. And I want my life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness more than anything else. So a lot of you are simply going to just chime in and say, nah, you know what, Beto? You can shove it. And a lot of people are just going to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? So, but in all fairness, that is definitely something to take into account. One of my friends tried to buy one of these. They said, where do you get that hat? And I said, just go to the 2A EDU Amazon store, which, by the way, does help the channel. If you're just doing your regular shopping, should you support them or not right now? I don't know. That's for you to decide. Yeah, they're pieces of crap, and so is YouTube, and so is everybody. But some people still need to buy stuff. I get it. The Kung Flu's got all the local stores closed down, so you still have to. So if you still have to, I've still got it up. I'm deciding, whatever. It's still up. These are all sold out, is what I found out last night. So whatever. I don't know. What are you guys going to do? You don't have to say it here. I don't even want you to say it here. I prefer you don't. And if you want to, that's just fine with me. Whatever. There is a chance there could be a $200 tax put on this. Will it go through? I don't know. They're promising it, though. They're promising that they'll get a $200 tax on all these. So now all of a sudden, you can't afford to keep them anymore. Will you turn yours in? I don't know. I know they banned bump stocks. They said turn it in or destroy it. What, 15 people out of the million that were sold turned them in? Just saying. Just saying. Did you buy it, Tap Rack? Awesome. Awesome. You saying hi to Jane? Where's Jane at in here? Is Jane Locke in here? Where are you at, Jane? Where's my birthday girl? Jane just had another birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Jane Locke. She didn't get any older. Well, I guess she did get older. She doesn't look any older, but I guess she did apparently. So happy birthday, Jane. You guys would like her. Those of you that know her know who I'm talking about. She's a good one. Colin Smith with a super chat. Thank you. Here's my gift of 5 rounds of 9 to you. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, isn't that sad? 5 rounds. But $5 is a lot of money, and he worked hard for that, so I appreciate it. We all work hard for our money, and it sucks. It sucks. It does. But we still have to buy some ammo because we have to practice at least a little bit. If you're a new gun owner and you just bought your first gun, you have to put some rounds through it to prove it's reliable. You just have to. And I never tell you guys what you have to do. You guys have been on this channel forever and ever. I'm usually like, hey, you know, to each his own. One of the only things I'll ever tell you, and I'm serious, one of the only things I'll ever tell you have to do is you have to practice with that gun at least a little bit when you buy it brand new. If there's anybody that's new in here, I've seen too much stuff happen. I've pulled guns right out of the box before and seen stupid, crazy stuff that would never happen in a million years. And it did. I'm like, oh, just think, right? Even though someone called me a tourist tard today, Tauruses can never mess up. If you own a Taurus, you're completely exempt and you never need to practice with it. That was a joke. That was a joke. No, your Taurus could mess up. I get it. They used to actually put out tons of lemons back in the day. Everyone knows that. But with these newer generations that are out, the ones that I've been doing reviews on, they've been awesome. But I've seen Glocks break. I've seen Colts break. All of them. At least once or twice. What's happening, Rick Nieper? How you doing, man? Nice to see you, Rick. I wore my official Rick Nieper shirt just the other day. Okay, what's happening, Red? Red's talking about his new P80 build. Right on, man. I don't know. I don't think Red's going to turn in his P80. Not putting words in his mouth, but I don't think he's going to. Yeah, every pull of the trigger made me die inside from the wallet out. I hear you, man. I hear you. What's happening, Amber? How you doing? Yeah, it's hard to practice when you can't find ammo. I know. I mean, you can technically find it, right? But it's like, we're not rich, so can you afford it? I get it. It becomes a fine line in between the two. Like when people say they can't find, look, if it's priced out of existence and you can't afford it, basically, yeah, you can't find. You know what's funny? I'll still have people sometimes tell me, there is no ammo shortage. And I'm like, oh, really? Huh. There's no ammo shortage. You can buy as much as you want if you have enough money. And I'm like, but that's the definition of a shortage, right? Like, the rich people still get to eat. Chairman Mao still ate when he starved tens of millions of Chinese people to death. He still ate good. When you can no longer afford it, or you have to limit the amounts that you could normally afford to buy, that's the definition of a shortage. And when people say they can't find ammo, yeah, I get it. You can't find it because, yeah, you can. Right, Amber? Like, Amber's like, well, yeah, I mean, if I wanted to spend like $2 a round, I can find it any day of the week, but she can't afford that. And she wasn't as lucky as the other guy in here earlier that found it for $14 a box for 9mm at Cabela's. It's tough. What's happening, Rockford Ordnance? How's it going, bud? There's way more of you guys than me. But when I saw my buddy say, she's not ignoring you. Cameron Calloway. Come on, man. The Tap Rack and Roll channel is called Tap Rack and Roll. Expert Rider, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. That was an easy one to read. I'm like, where am I? What is it? Sir, I can't read. Even Sleepy could have read that one. Thanks, man. Hopefully Susan didn't cut you off, though, before you. Once in a while, you guys are halfway through your super chat, and she cuts you off and before you can type. But that was a nice, simple message. Even I can read that one, right? You guys wishing each other happy birthday? Are you all wishing Jane Locke a happy birthday? I mean, Jane Locke's a popular woman. I understand why, too. CZ, dude, I love CZs. Oh, man, as far as like their military surplus stuff all the way through. I mean, I'm not like a CZ75 fanboy per se, not like that. Just like all check stuff. When you go back to like CZ50s, CZ70s, CZ52s, 75s, rifles, back to the old Mausers, all the way up through. Yeah. VZ58. Yeah, that sucks, man. Scooby-Doo lost SKS and high power and storage. That sucks. I love SKSs. I think you guys already know that. Look at 7.62x39. This had gone up to $8 a box last week. Gone. Sold out within hours. Now even this has gone up to 12. Still cheaper than 5.56, but man, That sucks. Denny's plant-based journey. How's it going, man? How you doing? Yeah, something was installed in the office. There was an installation that occurred last Wednesday, and Thursday morning he's saying Academy had the biggest line I've ever seen. I get it. We have to have hope, because if we have hope, we have nothing at all. And a lot of people hoped that somehow this installation would not occur. And then when it did, ammo's doubled since, hasn't it? Or the lines have doubled. Yeah. Either the lines doubled, or you can't find it, or the price doubled. One of the two. This is literally getting crazy right now. Kung flu. Cities burning. Completely peaceful burning of cities and destruction and pillaging and death of the most peaceful sorts all summer long, right? And if that wasn't enough, we saw one of the greatest installations of all time. And while YouTube and the AP said that it was a completely and honestly fair election, Susan, that's what YouTube said. There was a survey done. And this channel is only citing that survey, Susan. There was a survey done that said half the people didn't believe it. Wednesday occurred. Where am I? Yeah, that happened. And now people are buying twice as much ammo now as they were the week before. So there you go. 300 blackout. Fernando saying, yeah, 275 for 160. Yeah, that actually 300 was one of the first ones to go up, didn't it? A lot of people are actually telling me right now they're switching from 300 blackout to 7.62 by 39, which is fine at first. But just watch that pendulum swing as everybody rushes and hordes over to 7.62 by 39. I wouldn't be surprised to see the roll start to reverse, right? Now, someone told me this the other day. They said, look, dude, I can find this type of ammo right now for a good price, okay? Should I just buy a bunch of ammo that I can find and then find a gun that'll work with it? And I said, you know what? As preposterous and stupid as that sounds, that might be genius. Not even kidding. Some people are like, well, we used to debate between AK and AR, but now they're saying, well, I'm going to be an AK guy for now because they were able to get the X39 for $8 a box, where at that time it might have been $20 a box for the 223 or 5.56. I understand. I totally get it. I actually do understand. I'm not telling you should do this. You guys do whatever the heck you want. The only thing you have to do is at least test that gun that you're going to protect your life with. You have to do that. Other than that, whatever pleases you tickles me to death. Like, I totally get it, though, right? Someone saying, what ammo can I buy? They buy the ammo, and then they look through the list of guns that shoot that ammo, and that actually does make sense, doesn't it? At the very least. I certainly think it does. What's happening, man? Jawline Bobby says, I'm new into firearms. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. And just learning about guns. I can't find a G3C anywhere. Found a Springfield XTS compact for around 300. Is that a good choice? Well, here's the thing. I love my G3C. Springfield's a touchy topic for me, man. To be honest with you. I don't believe in cancel culture, guys. I really don't. I shun it on the left, and I'm not going to do it here. I personally don't choose to do business with that company anymore because of what they did of selling gun rights up the river in Illinois and some shady deals they made with the man that wasn't right. The deep state bureaucrats in Illinois. I personally don't feel comfortable spending my money with that company because of what they did against the Second Amendment. With that said, before they did that, I bought plenty of their firearms, and they're fine firearms, and they're actually made in Croatia, just to let you know. And Croatia makes very fine firearms. They're made by a company called HS Products, any of the XD stuff. You can't find the G3C right now, right? Do what you got to do. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do, or suggest that you do. Go look up the whole Springfield Armory snafu. You can read what they did as far as carving out an exception of a gun law just for themselves, Rock River, and then supported it to help shut down a bunch of tabletop small business FFLs. Read what they did. If you're comfortable with them, that's great, dude. I ain't going to judge you. I don't spend my money with them. The guns themselves, though, are awesome. You got to protect yourself and your family. do what you got to do. I know that was a long answer to your question, but I wanted to get it out there because it's been an elephant in the room for a long time, guys. I love HS product. They make great guns, okay? I don't believe in cancel culture. I'm not advocating for the company to be destroyed. Just want to make people aware there's something you might want to look up. You'll decide for yourself. And I also understand, okay, for Jawline or anybody else, that taking care of your family is like literally the most important thing. And like, you don't have time for politics right now because you just need to protect yourself. And I would totally understand that too. You know? Polly Walnuts, thanks a lot, man. Wow, that's a generous super chat. That could buy me a box of 9. Thanks a lot, dude. Wow. He says, guys, do you legally need to be an FFL to sell ammo on Gunbroker? I'm seeing some shady sellers, but I don't know the law. Okay. State laws may vary, but you're talking about FFL, which is a federal firearms license. Now, is Marksman TV still in here? I don't expect him to be in here this late. We saw him earlier. He'll be able to give you the gospel answer. He's an FFL. From what I understand, you do not need an FFL to sell ammunition. However, you do need an FFL to remanufacture, okay, reload, whatever you want to call it, and sell ammunition. So to make it or to sell ammo that you made, you do need an FFL. However, I believe it's totally fine for just a regular person that's not licensed to buy a case of this and then sell it to another person. Federally, that's totally legal. Now, there may be some states, in fact, I know there are, that are now requiring background checks on ammo that might prohibit face-to-face transactions of ammo. That's state law. But let's just stick with federal here. I believe they do not need one to sell ammo. They just need it to manufacture or refurbish. And if anybody owns an FFL, please chime in. I just mentioned Marksman TV because he was in the chat earlier and clearly owns a brick and mortar FFL. And that's why I recommend his channel, because he gets to show us so many more guns than even I could, because they just come through his shop, right? And that's what's so cool about it. And he's a really nice guy. And his shop basically next door caught on fire when he was hanging out with us that one Friday. Do you guys remember that? He did the video about it, and God bless him that he's okay. You know, that's what I love about this stream. Like, seriously, people have had such tragedy in their life, and so many of you wake up just pissed off or you're scared. And I understand why you're bold. You should be a little bit scared, not because you're weak, just because sometimes you need to have the crap scared out of you before you can step up, right? Pissed off? Yeah, I definitely understand why you guys are pissed off. But these chats, though, you guys are in there and you're problem solving, you're helping, you're networking. I'm seeing you guys make friends, and you guys are going to need everybody. And that's what I think is awesome. Yeah, MT says the best gun is the one you have when you need. I know. I agree with you. You still got to practice with it, though, right, man? You know what I'm talking about. A little bit. And when I say practice, you guys know I'm not like a tactical dude. Like, look, I don't mean that you have to do all the cool Navy SEAL stuff, although if you aspire to, of course you should. I want as many Navy SEALs, and just regular vets are fine too, by the way, guys. We can't all be Navy SEALs, even though in the YouTube comment section there's thousands of them, right? No, dude, I want the best trained people ever fighting the good fight with me. No, all I mean is this. If you're new, you just have to function test that thing, okay? Now, there's no such thing as too good a training, so as much as you can afford. But literally, like, skip going out to dinner. Eat those ramen noodles for a couple days. If you're buying that new, let's see here. My buddy said he was thinking about a Springfield XDS. He'll look into the company. He'll decide for himself, whatever. He's going to have to tell his old lady, you know what? It's Raymond tonight, honey. We got to make sure this gun works, because if we're both dead, who cares? You guys know what I mean, right? We had a great steak dinner. Then somebody came in the house in the middle of the night and they were both dead, and he ate the rest of their Omaha steaks out of their freezer. I don't think so. I don't think so, man. What do you guys think? What do you think, Tap Rock and Roll? Are you gonna let them come take the steaks out of your freezer? I don't think so. Cali background checks for ammo purchases. We're gonna have to get you out of there. Knife Collector, thanks again for another super chat. Says flash suppressor or linear comp? You know what? I actually tried with my Lakeline threaded barrel. I tried out my linear comp on my, I know this a little different than your scenario, but still on my little, 3.2 inch barrel on my G3C. Dude, that was cool. I actually liked the linear comp. It was actually, now I don't need to compensate 9. So, okay, let me back up. Okay. Flash suppressor linear comp. I don't really need to compensate a 9, especially if it's a PCC, right? Just doesn't have much recoil, period. I don't know, dude. I'd almost say linear comp. Just buy a cheap one. Go on eBay and get a cheap one before you go too crazy into it. It's kind of a different concept. I mean, I have the flash cans, the flash forwarders on several of my firearms. I know what they are, whatever. I never really had much experience with a linear comp till recently, and I actually liked it, man. So just try it out. Buy a cheap one if you like it. It might be all you need, or you might want to upgrade to a better one later. But heck yeah, man. Try out a linear comp. Come back and let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Gosh, look at you guys. Look, I'm definitely reading these comments tomorrow. So many good people in here. There's more of you than me. I can't read them all. But I'm looking at these with man, I'm glad to be with you guys. Look at all these people in here getting ready. You guys are pretty good. We got people buying ammo at gas stations in Montana. I like the sound of that. Now, you don't need an FFL. Not federally, but what state you live in matters. Nick Curtis with the super chat. Thank you, Nick. He says, what do you think about investing in making your own ammo these days? You know what? That's tough. Very, very short answer. Making ammo is a fabulous idea. You guys know that means it's going to be a long answer when I say that. Very short, long answer. Making your own ammo is an awesome idea. And if you had been doing it for a while, hopefully you bought it cheap and stacked it deep and you had as many primers as you could, bullets, powder, casings. I'm actually going to say no, though, if you're just thinking about getting into it. I don't think this is the best time to get into making ammo. Could they ban primers with a stroke of a pen? Yes, actually they could. Will they? I don't know. They could do anything, though, especially when it's imported. And primers fall under imports. Look, we're barely making any primers in this country now. And the few primers that are made here are used for, like, the big companies that we know are going to fulfill their LEO, right? Military contracts first, because they do. Don't confuse the two. They're not selling all of our ammo to LEO and military. They're not. However, of course, they're going to fulfill those first. So of course, that has to do with the shortage. But everyone I know making ammo right now, okay, they're having to buy them overseas. They can cut off the primers just as easy as the ammo. Maybe even easier. I've heard really smart people argue recently. They can actually cut off the primers easier than they can the importation of ammo due to different explosives, ATF, this, that, Department of Commerce. It gets complicated. I'm not that smart. I just know smart people. So for many reasons, they say that's more risky. And right now, you're not going to be able to build ammo any cheaper than you can buy it for, because every time the ammo goes up, the primers and powder keep on going up proportionately. So for all of you that are chiming in right now, don't break your keyboards, guys. And I get it. They're going to say, no. Reed loan ammo is the best thing. Well, maybe it is if you were into it a long time. I think you're going to find it harder to find enough components, right, to make your round or your box or your case. Now you've got that big initial investment on the equipment, which can get quite costly. Now, I know you can keep it simple, you can keep it cheap, but time's money. If you've got nothing to do and you're bored, you can reload for real cheap very slowly. But if you want to make ammo very fast because you work a ton, then the machines are very expensive. So I don't know. But I definitely expect people to be chiming in on that, Nick. So you probably already read 100 answers to that. Short answer, reloading's the awesomest thing ever. I would not get into it right now personally. That's just me. But you know what? Like almost everything I've said tonight, besides the fact that when you get a new gun, you have to break it in. I'm repeating myself for a reason, guys. Lots of new people. I do not want to see a new person that sacrificed to get a new gun and didn't go the extra step to make sure it works. Besides that, what you have to do, you're going to do whatever you want, man. And I encourage it, you know? Sometimes you guys wonder why I say the stuff I do. Look, I'm getting hundreds of comments a day, and there's so many good people out there. You can just tell they're good people. They're buying their very first gun, and they're like, I bought my first gun. I'm not planning on shooting it, though, because the ammo is expensive. And I'm like, no, come on. You literally have to. Like, you have to at least put, like, I used to say it was 500 rounds before I'd trust a carry gun. Put 50 through it, okay? Look, tough times call for desperate measures. I get it. At least put 50 through it. And then whatever defensive ammo you're going to carry, right? You got to put a mag through that at the bare minimum. Now, some of you are saying, what defensive ammo? Can't find it. I'm going to protect my family with FMJ. All right. In rare instances, very rare, FMJ could be better than certain defensive ammos. It could be. Generally, though. Generally, a defensive ammo. Sometimes it's a hollow point. Sometimes it's a tumble. Sometimes it's a copper solid. It can mean many things. 99% of the time, protect yourself with defensive ammo if you can, guys. But you can't find it. I get it. And this stuff's so much expensive. You know, thank you to the person that super chatted me $5 earlier, because I have this. This is 1 round of steel case 9mm, right? Look, don't let anyone make fun of you. If this is all you have, try to get a box of some nice HSTs I've often recommended on this channel, right? Many of them. Hornady Critical Duty. Many others. This is all you got. Do not leave this in the closet because you're ashamed you don't have a hollow point. Load it up, cocked, locked, ready to rock, because this is not a toy. This is still very lethal. And literally, don't let yourself being a perfectionist, right, get in the way of good enough, because sometimes we just have to deal with the chips in front of us, the cards we're dealt, and life's far from perfect. So if this is all you have, use it. Make sure it works in your gun. Probably a higher likelihood this will feed than hollow point. Give you something to look forward to. Give you something to save up. But don't let all these gun snobs out there, these people that have a lot more money than you do. I get it. I get it. You're stupid. You're a retard. You should have been doing it 25, 30 years. That's easy to say, but life's not that simple. And our rights don't just belong to people that have been doing it 30 years, right? And our rights don't just affect the rich. The rich don't even hardly need rights because they just buy whatever they need. And our system's corrupt enough where they can buy whatever they need. No, our rights are actually given to us by God, by our Creator, all of us. And our rights are especially for the poor. And I would argue our rights are especially for the noob, just as equal as the guy that's been doing it 30 years. And let me tell you what, I'm going to give you guys this as encouragement, and I'm going to get off of here. You're new to guns right now. You're dirt poor. I get it. I'm not new to guns, but I am dirt poor, so I get at least half of it. Look, I'm just going to say this. I've been into guns just as much as any of these people have. I have more guns than most of them do. I've shot more ammo than most of them have. And I only say that not to brag, but to offer you encouragement. I'm not going to judge you if this is all you have is this steel case FMJ. Don't be ashamed. Put it in your gun. Load it up. The wolves are at the door. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Of course a hollow point does better. Am I better than you because I have hollow points in my gun? Heck no. Do what you got to do. This is the real world. We're on YouTube right now, but everything's not just a YouTube video. You guys improvise. Do what you have to do. If you have this, use it, okay? I'm not going to judge you. Some people will. That's their problem, not yours. So I seriously mean that as encouragement. All right, like I've said, guys, we're going to come on here. We're probably going to talk about ammo more. I've been on here 2 hours. The NRA, they're having trouble filing bankruptcy. I'll probably take it off the title. I don't want this to be clickbait. Just the conversations are organic, and they go where they go on here. The NRA, they're trying to file bankruptcy. I'll probably do a short standalone video. Maybe even put it on my other channel for you guys, okay? Patriot EDU, it's called. I just don't have time to talk about it, but I'll tell you this real quick. The NRA is trying to get out of New York. They're trying to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy, right? They're trying to go to Texas, and they wanted either a federal judge or a Texas judge to hear their case. That's been denied. Their bankruptcy is not going so well. Many of you people are going to say we can't let the NRA go down because we still need them. Other people say they do need to burn down, and Wayne LaPierre is a piece of crap. I'll do another video on it. Yes, Wayne LaPierre is a piece of crap. I'll give you guys the rest of my opinions in another video very soon. Does that make sense? So, all right, guys, I'm going to check real quick just to make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I can't read all of you guys' chats, you know, but Argorizer, how's it going? I didn't say your name right. Ego Riser. Okay, thank you. Maybe I said it. 223. That's a nice number. I think he's an AR guy. He says, thanks for the lead in RTG. Never knew of them. You rock. I'm just trying to help you guys. I will definitely go back and read the chat. Maybe some of you guys just get the full picture. Maybe you want me to do a little bit with one of their AR mags, but I think it's a pretty good deal right now, and I think that ammo can is going to come in very handy. So make sure that if you're not already subscribed, check out my channel, because I'm going to be doing a video on how I store my ammo. Tell you how this happened. Yeah, that's not so good. That sucks. But this one's in perfect shape, and I've owned it longer than the one I just showed you. So hopefully that helps you all out. I'm going to take one last peek here at the chat. And let you guys get on with your life mining for gold. I mean, finding ammo in between the cushions. Is there really any difference anymore? He was out there with a pickaxe and found an ounce of gold. That's nothing, dude. I just found 1 round of 9mm between my couch cushions. It's like, dang. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, don't you? Oh boy, you guys' chat's awesome. I'm just gonna have to read it tomorrow. I've already been on here for 2 hours. It's past my bedtime. Yeah, the wolves are at the door, but to be honest with you, I'm just pretty hungry right now. I need to eat dinner because I was working most of the day and didn't have time to eat when I came on. So if you guys haven't given it a thumbs up yet, please do. It's totally free. Other ways you can support the channel are down there in the description. I really appreciate all you guys. When I say supporting the channel, like coming here to hang out with me and just like being here, that is supporting the channel. And I just truly appreciate all you guys and all of you that were so generous tonight. And if you're not sick of me yet, I'm going to have videos on this channel next week. Also, check out my other channel. It's called Patriot EDU. And you'll see some videos with me on there very soon. And probably even with my good friend that has an awesome channel that's been hanging out in the chat tonight, Tap Rack and Roll. So check out her channel. Check out us hanging out together on Patriot EDU. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go try to double my self-worth and search them couch cushions for some 9mm. I might even find 223 in there. Who knows? All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.